In today's episode, I'm going to be giving my initial first impressions on this latest addition to the Gucci Guilty lineup. And you probably guessed it, it is yet another Elixir flanker to hit the high street shops in 2023. And it just seems like every major brand these days are following the trend set by Dior, who introduced the Elixir concept to their Sauvage range back in 2021. This is the Homme version, and it's launched alongside a women's version which comes in a magenta coloured bottle, so it is easy to differentiate between the two. But it's the men's variant that I'm focusing my attention on today, so to find out all you need to know about this one, stay tuned to this episode of Mags Frags. Yes, hello again and welcome to this latest episode of Mags Frags, where it's the fragrance that's the star of the show. My name's Paul, and firstly I just want to apologise for not posting any videos now for a few weeks, but as you can see I've been grafting away and working my little fingers to the bone, and I've just given my tiny little broom cupboard here a bit of a makeover for 2024, and thankfully it no longer resembles a cheesy discotheque from the 1980s, and I've kind of dragged it kicking and screaming into the 21st century with a bit more of a modern and a minimal look. And during this time while I've been away, the channel has hit a couple of major milestones. Firstly, by reaching 20,000 subscribers. So if you are subscribed to the channel, then thank you very much for your continued support. And also the channel has hit 2 million channel views. So again, once again, if you have viewed any of the videos, thank you very much, and I do really appreciate it. So today's scent of the day is Gucci Guilty Elixir De Parfum pour Homme, which is definitely a mouthful, and it's an amber leathery fragrance for men. It comes in just with the one size, which is a 60ml bottle, and it's priced at a whopping £124, which is £10 more than the 60ml variant of Sauvage Elixir. And in my opinion, that kind of takes it out of the price range of your average casual designer fragrance consumer, and it places it firmly in the niche fragrance price bracket. Okay, so into the presentation, and the box looks really nice and stylish in this olive green colourway, and you get the metallic chrome detailing. On the front is the Gucci branding, including the logo and also the name of the fragrance, and then down below is where you'll find your size and your concentration. Around the back is all your product information, and then at the bottom is where you'll locate the batch code, which on this particular one is 3216. The bottle comes in a really nice green transparent glass, and it will definitely remind a few people of the old Gucci Envy bottle from back in the day. But this is definitely not a reimagined version of Gucci Envy, and it just bears no resemblance to it whatsoever in terms of its smell before you start to get too excited. There's an embossed logo on the front, as well as the name of the fragrance, which is again printed in a metallic chrome finish. There's a plastic click-on cap which does fit really securely into place, and then you've also got the Gucci name again, which is stamped into the top. The atomizer delivers a really decent blast of juice, but at over £2 per milliliter. I'm going to refrain from blasting a needless spray into the air with this one because it is very expensive. Okay, so into the note breakdown, and the top notes in this are orange blossom, pimento seeds and nutmeg. In the heart, we've got orris butter and osmanthus, and the base notes are amberofix, benzoin, vanillin and patchouli. Okay, so the Gucci Guilty line usually centres around the note of patchouli, so you tend to get a rich, deep, earthy base layer with most of them, and then each flanker will contain different heart and top notes, just to bring a variation in kind of the overall aroma and the scent experience. However, with this particular one, the patchouli is dialed back quite a bit, and you won't really pick up on it that much until it fully dries down and it's developed fully. As time goes by, it's the resinous ambery notes that provide the spine of the scent, but it starts out fairly bright with the orange blossom and the osmanthus, bringing a mild, clean, white floral accord. And there's also a hint of spice from the pimento seeds and also the nutmeg, but the spices again aren't overly prominent, so you couldn't really refer to this as a spicy fragrance as such, but you will notice them. Almost as soon as it starts to dry down, you'll get the creamy vanilla and the benzoin resin start to come through, which bring that semi-sweet ambery background layer and also a bit of a waxy texture which comes from the orris butternote. It also includes a man-made aroma chemical called ambrofix, which again is a prominent ambery note, but also can give off other accents like a leather or a tobacco accord. It's a note that I haven't really come across before, but the past two releases that I've purchased in 2023, both this one and Myself by YSL, both have it listed in their official note breakdown, so it may be the new in vogue fashionable note to include in most modern perfumes. The introduction to the scent is neither fresh or sweet, and it's just a very well balanced, fairly mass appealing and likeable opening with a clean and bright but yet synthetic character. As it dries down, it becomes more smooth and creamy as the vanilla kind of pops in and out, but you will also notice more of a mild leather accord and also a small amount of the earthy patchouli, which do make their way through from the base. It never really becomes like a dark fragrance or complex in any way, and it stays fairly clean and bright throughout. It does edge slightly more sweet and resinous the more that it develops, but like I say, it's very smoothly blended, and no kind of one accord really jumps out at you. You get a hint of spiciness, a hint of sweetness, a small hint of leather, and also a mild earthiness from the patchouli. And in the main, the takeaway that I get from this is that you just get a little bit of everything in moderation. It kind of bridges the gap between being an high-end designer scent and also a niche fragrance, and if I smelt this for the first time blindfolded, I'd probably guess that it was a creation from a niche brand. I have seen it being compared to some other fragrances like Amouage Reflection Man, which I don't get the resemblance one bit, and also Pegasus by Parfums de Marly, which I do tend to agree with, because when I first sprayed this in the shop I did actually get a bit of a reminder of Pegasus, even though it doesn't have the same bitter almond or the heliotrope notes listed, but yet it does produce enough of a similar overall scent profile with the florals and the vanilla and amber, just to kind of place it in that Pegasus ballpark. However, comparing the two side by side, they do smell quite a bit different, so it's kind of more of a fleeting reminder that you're going to get rather than being a true Pegasus alternative. You may also catch an odd waft of this from time to time, and it may just remind you of the original Le Male from Jean-Paul Gaultier due to the combination of the orange blossom, the vanilla and the amber, but it's perhaps slightly unfair to always compare new releases to other fragrances that have come in the past, and I think it's definitely unique enough to stand up on its own merits. Yeah, this is one that you could wear as a signature scent for any occasion throughout most of the year. But for me, it's maybe not warm or heavy enough to wear in the depths of winter. And it's not fresh enough to wear in the high heat of summer. But in any non-extreme cases, it's a super versatile fragrance that's pretty much a spray and go type scent. It's also suitable for men of any age, and I'd have no problem wearing this on a daily basis, even though I could also see it being perfect for a guy in his early 20s. It'd work well dressed up for a night out, and wouldn't also be overpowering to wear as like an office fragrance during the day, so it really is a true all-rounder. Yeah, the performance on this is really strong, and for the first 4 hours or so, it seems to just get stronger and stronger with each passing hour as it develops, and you literally don't stop catching wafts of it as you're moving about. It starts out as a bit of a room filler and a total compliment magnet, but after about the 5 to 6 hour mark it does begin to fade quite a bit, especially on skin, but on clothes it will still be going super strong 24 hours later. So just give your shirt a couple of sprays and you'll be good to go for a full night, and you definitely don't have to worry about the performance in the slightest with this one. Okay, so in summary, I'm not going to lie, I've not been the biggest fan of the Gucci Guilty line over the years, and even though I've always appreciated the quality of the range, I've never really found one that I'd be willing to wear as a personal signature scent. However, with this one, it is one that I will definitely wear, and in my opinion, it's the best smelling one in the entire lineup. It's one that's got enough character for fragrance collectors and enthusiasts to appreciate, but it's also mass appealing enough to be loved by your casual fragrance buyer. The main negative and the only real obvious downside to this one is the price. And at £2 per milliliter, it's way more expensive than some of the major niche brands out there. So I'm not sure who this is targeted towards. I wouldn't personally choose this over like a Parfums de Marly or a PENHALIGONS or a By Kilian fragrance, so hopefully it will become available at discounters for a more affordable price. But as an overall smell and how it performs, I would still give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, so once again, that's about it for this latest review. But don't forget, coming up in the next episode, I am going to be giving my thoughts on another brand new 2023 designer release. So to find out which one I'm talking about, don't forget to tune in tomorrow to find out. And as always, guys, if you've got any value from this video and you found it useful in any way, then please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and also to maybe press the subscribe button as well. And that way you won't miss any future uploads. It's always great to hear your opinions and your thoughts and your critiques and all other fragrances that do feature in these reviews. So don't forget to keep your comments coming down in the comments section. So once again, thank you very much for tuning into this latest episode. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye bye for now.